No call, and he'll jam it down.
The Denver Nuggets made a statement in Game 1.
Denver showed why they are the #1 team in the West.
New challenges lie ahead in Game 2 as both teams look to make their first adjustments.
We haven't done anything. All right, we got to win Game 2. Understand, they just got beat by 29 points. They're going to be a marked different team tomorrow night, and we have to be ready for that.
35 times this season, the Denver Nuggets have protected their home court, tied for the most home wins of any team in the NBA. Another win tonight at Ball Arena would provide Nikola Jokic something he has never had in his 5 trips to the playoffs, a 2-0 lead in the series. Can Aaron Gordon and the Nuggets replicate their defense from Game 1? And who will step up when the moment calls? The lead-up to Game 2 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets starts now. Oh, turn it up, baby. Turn yourselves up. Woo! Mile High City, turn yourself up. Let's go. Pre-game time, Game 2. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Presented as always by Fubo TV, where if you had that right now, you could be watching us on Fubo on the DNVR channel and then just flip over to the game. It's so easy. Just like little buttons right there. That's what Fubo provides you. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the Nuggets trying to do something, as you saw in that intro video, something they have not done in the Jokic era. Start 2-0. Start 2-0. Why not? We're going to talk about how important is that, you know, those types of things. We're also going to play a game called The Biggest Loser. We're going to all exercise publicly and be publicly shamed to lose weight.
And then sadly gain all the weight back just a year or two later.
Dramatic music over the top. And then, of course, Superstar Dev is going to make us all so rich, we were not going to know what to do with our money. But first, let me introduce the panel over here. The guy with the highest vibes easily tonight, Brendan Vogt.
You know what we've never done, fellas? Start a series with 2 winners lounges.
Oh, my gosh.
Sounds good to me. Sounds
bringing
pretty
it.
good
I'm
to
telling
me.
you, my man is bringing it tonight. Over here, fresh off a nap, it's D-Line Co.
I wouldn't say that I'm off it. I'm still a little bit in it. Let's go. I'm ready though. It's go time.
Sleepy D-Line today.
Sleepy D.
And then over there, fresh off a burger, Superstar Dev.
It was delicious too. Speaking of burgers, hopefully you guys are putting this on the way to the bar. We would like to see you this game, next game, game after that.
Still a
This is
couple
the year.
tables, still a couple
Still a couple
tables
tables.
available,
Come on
man. The
down, come on
vibe is
down.
picking up, though. You can feel the energy entering
yeah.
the building
The
here. Guys, Game 2. We've been previewing it for the last 4 days, but Vogt, you were at Shoot Around today, and you received Michael Malone's pregame comments. Give me all of it.
I'll give you all of it. Well, how about the important stuff? You fellas may have seen that Jokic popped up on the injury report today. Questionable with that right wrist sprain. Jokic, though, Michael Malone expects him to be available.
Oh, really? Wow. Jeez.
Shocker. Level of concern, though, Adam? None.
Really?
None for Michael Malone.
We really have to get a deep dive on what the injury report is. I have no idea what it is. Jokic's odds of playing were 100%, wouldn't you say, Eric?
Yes.
So why put him on the report?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I don't know the point. I don't understand these things.
It could be gamesmanship. I just love the idea of the Jazz getting it and be like, is Jokic going to play? Hold on a second.
But he did warm up. He is expected to play. He's got that right wrist wrap on again.
Okay.
All the same, expected to play. As far as Timberwolves changes, you guys saw Nickeil Alexander-Walker started in that first game. They're going to go with Taurean Prince tonight in Naw's place.
Oh my God, should we be worried about that?
Nah.
Spoke to Nickeil at shoot-around this morning. Interesting dude. Very,
I liked him.
Very intense guy. He's like focused on the details, you know? It's just interesting when a young player is so process-oriented.
I love when guys are focused on the details and then their jumper is this. I like Nickeil. I'm just saying, like,
not all the
how do guys
all
get
the
to
details.
the NBA when their shots are like, you're like, did nobody ever say like, hey man, let's work on this? That's not at all how you shoot a basketball.
It works. What are you supposed to do?
But it doesn't work. That's the thing. He's not.
He's
Yeah,
in the-
Kevin Martin, who's just like weird shot, but it goes in.
He's
It never
the
goes
NBA.
in.
Whatever.
All right.
Also spoke with Rudy Gobert, tall fella. He gets up there. He says his back from game 1 is night and day. And I actually think he's telling the truth because he did not hesitate to tell people it was feeling bad in game 1 and the days around it. But he says he's feeling much better.
How is he healed?
Well, he's got a couple days off, and I'm sure he got a shot. Of
Oh,
some,
yeah, it's
you
probably
know,
a shot.
Cortisone shot, is that the thing? I don't know
It's
how
just
this
like
works.
backs hurt, man.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to hurt by halftime again.
Yeah.
Michael Malone is in a real it's a playoff mood, you know? It's his own don't get too high, don't get too low mood.
It's the right mood.
He loved the physicality, though. Can you guys believe it? He
Yeah,
loved
I know.
the physicality from game 1, and it's all about matching that in game 2.
He's dead right about this. Can I tell you, you guys have been watching these games. The intensity is not even amongst every playoff game right now, and it's not even amongst every team. Like tonight, the game 1, Memphis was not very physical, I thought, relative to what they needed to bring. But so I am with Michael Malone that I do think a large part of playoff success is the team physically locked in?
Yeah.
Like, no, I have to go out there and punch these dudes, man. I have to I have to push the limits.
Yeah, Minnesota's been in playoff mode, punching each other.
That's pretty good.
He's warming up. He's warming up. I like it. Here he goes.
Wake it up, baby. Let me just stretch a little bit.
Michael Malone doesn't expect game 2 to be like game 1. He knows that both Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards are going to be ultra aggressive from the opening tip. He's imploring his guys to be ready for that. He expects them to be ready for that. Bruce Brown loves his defensive versatility. He says he fell in love with Bruce, as we all know, fellas, when he watched him in the playoffs last year against Boston.
Was it when he guarded Jason Tatum?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain to Malone. You know what I mean?
It's not that impressive, actually.
It's not. It wasn't Bruce per se, but he really likes Bruce's defensive versatility. And you know what? So do I, fellas. And that's it for game notes. Let's get into. Oh, actually, I got one more. Michael Malone finished 5th in Coach of the Year voting today.
Really?
Yeah, that was really.
That's actually a big deal.
Let me see. Mike Brown, of course, picked up literally every single first place vote. Probably well deserved.
Let's be honest, man. I think that's a really
Yeah,
good.
he's supposed to.
It's the easiest one I've seen in a long time, actually.
But like, can I just why?
Why what?
Well,
Michael Malone's team finished above that team.
Yeah, but they made the playoffs in 16 years.
Yeah, but Michael Malone has never even come close to. The Nuggets finished first for the first time in their NBA history.
Eric, you are onto something here in that oftentimes, especially a small market, the credit gets to go to one person, and in this case, it's Jokic. But I think it's also correct in this case. I do think that Jokic.
I believe,
he's not the only one, but that's why.
I believe that Michael Malone should have gotten more consideration. That he did a much better job than 5th in.
Maybe he should have been 3rd. There's no way he should have been.
Who are?
Let's finish the
I
race.
actually
So
don't. I don't know.
our
Hold on,
friend
here we go.
Coach Mark in OKC, he comes in 2nd place.
What? Mark who?
Coach Mark.
Coach Mark. What's his? Who's that though? What are we talking about?
Coach
Dagger
Mark-
Knife.
Are you talking about Sean Marks?
No.
who
In
is it?
OKC, Coach Dagger Knights.
So he came in 2nd. He successfully guided his team to 10th place.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Good job. Hey,
he came in second.
congratulations.
Hey, well, hold on. They did, I think, outperform their win preseason prediction by the most. I think they got like 12 more wins than they were projected. That's a lot, man.
I no one seems to be outraged about this. I will carry the torch for this. Michael Malone deserves much more consideration for the job that he did
He
this
should
year.
have been 2nd.
And then in 3rd place
I think
was
he should- I
Joe
think he should've won.
Mazzulla, Eric. Joe Mazzulla, which...
All right, now I'm with Eric. Hold on. What?
Well, when your best player's Tatum. JB Bickerstaff in Cleveland came in 4th, and then it's Michael Malone in 5th.
You know what? That's a solid list. I mean, there's a lot of people that he beat. That is what that means. So I don't know. I can't get too upset about it.
All right, let's get into game 2.
Well, hold on. I want to just get into some notes here, Dev. Who's your spotlight on tonight? Like, who are you keyed in on for game 2?
I want to see if Bruce Brown has the same type of game that he had.
Yeah.
Bringing that intensity off of the bench, that Denver really needed that type of energy, that type of production off of the bench. We already know what type of starters they have. That's where you carry the ship. And that's also going to be the difference between if Denver can win the championship or not, is that bench. So having a guy that you could, rely on and push the pace where it's not just completely who's going to stagger, that's big for me. So I think it's going to be Bruce Brown.
What about you, D-Line?
I'm still this whole series. I'm looking for MPJ. I just want MPJ to take advantage of the shots he's going to be afforded. I want to see him come out early, knock him down, get the confidence going. He started off a little slow last game. He still had a great game, obviously, but I want the MPJ takeover, man. I'm ready for it.
Aaron Gordon.
Okay, yeah, that's
Aaron
a good
Gordon,
one.
I actually thought he played well when he stayed on the floor. The key is going to be staying on the floor.
Man, that's a great one.
And then being confident as he was, shooting the open threes, confident at the free throw line. But the last layer of it, he's so used to open dunks. There were some inevitable contests with Rudy Gobert on the floor in game 1. You just got to keep going. Got to go through him. Got to be confident, try to pick up some fouls. So I'm looking at AG tonight.
I'll go with Jamal Murray. He really got going at the end in a way that excites me. Not just like making shots, but talking trash.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and like that's Murray at his apex is when he is trash talking guys. He got that going. I would love to see a first quarter Murray flurry. I don't know if there's a single thing that would break them more than a first quarter Murray flurry trash talking. That's not a team that's up for that. So I would love to see that one. All right, let's talk about the 2-game lead. It's wild that the Nuggets have not had held a 2-game lead in their existence. If you think, or in the Jokic era, you think about that first year, they got down early and just traded blows all the way up until the very end. Second round, same thing. The bubble, obviously 3-1 comebacks. And then these last couple of years, you know, you get a game 6 win. So that put them up 2 games because you win 6-2 or 4-2 or whatever. But they haven't had a win both games. They are good enough. And I would even say that if you're a championship team, you need to have a series where you get up 2-0. So for me, I feel like this is kind of, it's not a must-win game by any means. But to me, it's like they should expect it. They should expect being up 2-0 on this team.
They should, especially after the way that the first game went. Like, if there's this much regression after one game to the next, like,
well, I think for them though, there's progression.
Meaning the Wolves.
Yeah,
but the Nuggets would, to be up 30, to win a game by 30, and then not be able to pull it through the next game, that would be jarring.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the way they took care of business, it just seems like the Nuggets should expect to go up 2-0. And I agree. It's certainly not important, but it would show that the team is different, and then they're looking to it. You know, they're coming from a different place this year.
I think going up 2-0 would be major for Denver. Just because you heard all preseason long that, this is the first time that we heard it, that this is a championship or bust type of year. This would be the first time that they've gone up 2-0 in a series, and it gives you some type of confidence to just know, not only do we go up 2-0, we just came off of a blowout win. Where the room for error is not what it has been in the past. They've been having to claw and fight back in these, games, going down, twice for 3-1 deficit. Like, you don't have to be that type of team. You could not have those fears of, hey, Jokic looks dinged up or Aaron Gordon looks dinged up, because you have the confidence of knowing if we, drop one, then that's okay. Do you want them to? No. But it just shows that you're a different type of team, and that's what the best teams do. They just blow the teams out that they're supposed to. So I think it would just be a renaissance, like a new era for this team.
Love that. A sign of that it's different. And game 1 maybe already was a peek into that, right? The Nuggets notoriously, with Jokic, lose those game 1s, but they won in dominant fashion. This team feels more mature. Yes, they have the ability to defend due to the personnel, but the message really seems to have marinated with them of like what it takes to win and how to play for 4 quarters. I just think they're better suited to do things like go up 2-0, win game 1, record blowouts. They have that.
Be consistent.
They have that extra 10%. I think the other teams that we hoped would hit A+, their baseline. I don't know if they had that.
Their biggest flaw to me, Eric, is that they haven't been consistent, and you don't know if they can play consistent defense. That's been the knock, right? We know they can play good defense. Can they play it every night? This would go a long way to being like, yes, that's different this year. They're not a team that's going to have to fight every good teams, bad teams, whatever. They can just rise or fall to the occasion. It's like, no, this is a team that's going to do their work early. And I think the biggest thing is, if you think about games 3 and 4, you're at home right now. Bruce Brown played well. Jeff Green played well. All the role players played well. But it's going to be harder to make shots and harder for those guys when you go on the road. And who knows if another guy, Zeke Naji, has to get into a game on the road. Give those guys, your shooters, the comfort of being up 2-0. So where game 3 is almost like house money. Go out there and play hard and take your shots and don't worry about it. To me, that's the difference. If you go to Minnesota tied 1-1, is Christian Brown hitting that corner 3 in the third quarter, fourth quarter? Like, it's a little tougher. But if you go there with a nice, comfortable lead, it's like, hey, let it fly, man. We got nothing to lose.
Yeah, honestly, like, the hope of any team that is going into another team's building in a 7-game series is to just take one game.
Yeah.
If the Minnesota Timberwolves win one game, they look at themselves and are like, wow, mission accomplished. So it's imperative. Like, it would be great, too, to just give yourself some rest going into the next round. Like, theoretically, if they can,
they need it, man. Like, honestly, it's important to get rest where you can. I don't foresee, if the Nuggets do win this one, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. If the Nuggets win this one, the next round is tougher. Whatever you think of it, it's tougher. The round after that will likely be tougher. And if they make it past that, the toughest. So Denver getting a little bit of rest in, I just think will go so far into this getting this team where it wants to be. And then lastly, send a message. I've just said that the best outcome is this Wolves team looks like they're not at 1-2-3 Cancun yet, but I don't think they're far. And you could just nudge them a little bit further too. I was joking with some guys downstairs that you get up 2-0 and Friday, Sunday, those are the games. There's one or two guys on the team in Minnesota that'll be like, so should I look at flights for Tuesday?
Right now they're like 3-2-1, like Minnetonka. We can go to the lake.
It was kind of cold in Denver today. They got to go back to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Just saying, South is going to sound more appealing, you know?
Exactly it. Guys, the playoffs, we are 1 to 2 games in to different series, so it's very, very early days. And yet, we have a new segment to The Biggest Loser. Oh, my gosh, look at there. We did put some hefty fellas on there right now. The Biggest Loser. There's some major L's being taken right now in the playoffs so far. Dev, who's taken the biggest L so far, in your opinion?
I would have to go with Ja Morant.
Well,
This is agenda hour.
Ja
all of our
Morant
segments are the same segment.
Ja Morant would have to be that guy for me, you know? Like, we seen this coming.
Because he hurt himself?
You can't just fly around without no idea of how you're going to land. Like, what goes up, it must come down. Everybody knows that, right?
I actually had no. This is the first time hearing this.
Yeah. No, my big homie, he actually told me that. Snoop Dogg. He said something like that before. But yeah,
do
like,
know Snoop Dogg.
that Memphis team, those are just a bunch of losers. Like, really.
Whoa.
Everything about them
Man.
is just
Aren't they winning right now?
front runners. They're just front runners, and I don't like it. And Ja Morant just gets put into that with them. So there goes my answer.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, what do you got here, Vogt?
That kind of took me off guard, so I got to think for a second. I am going to go with the New Orleans Pelicans. Can I go with them?
Yeah, that count. We'll count play-in.
To fall.
Man, that's a good one, actually.
Man, they were everyone's favorite team online coming into the season. You know, they've got next in terms of teams we're going to start thinking about, talking about. And they went from tied with Denver to missing the play-in. And building that team going forward is going to be difficult because who's healthy and when and how do you bank on that? Pelicans were riding high not that long ago. They're probably in the tier of this is hell for us in the NBA right now.
Yeah. D-line? That's a good one. Good one. Good one so far. There's a bigger loser out there. Let's see.
I think at the moment it's the Warriors. The Warriors and Draymond. Like
Draymond in particular.
But the Warriors down 0-2 and like getting beat like not. I mean, it's that they're not fluky. Like they are going toe to toe. They're actually delivering their best punch, and they have come up short 2 times in a row. And it looks like looks like it's correct. I mean, it's like I'm surprised by this. And I mean, Draymond Green obviously getting kicked out for a game. This is his signature move, is getting kicked out of a very important game in the playoffs.
That's his signature move.
It's wild, man. I literally can't believe they suspended him for a game. I mean, obviously, you know, when you try and put your foot through the sternum.
I think they're just annoyed of him, man. Honestly, I just think they're like...
Yeah. I don't think it could be Draymond just because he's being who he's always been. Like, this
A
is
loser.
him. Well, this is him. Like, he leapfrogging off of body parts and stuff like that. He's talking about he twisted his ankle, like, on your rib cage. Like, I understand that. And also on that team, it's Jordan Poole. He's the biggest loser right now.
God.
Like, he's getting played off the court.
He's been awful.
He's been atrocious.
Guys,
over there.
I hate to say this. Jordan Poole was good in exactly one playoff series.
God damn it. Please.
No, but
He was actually
Why are we talking
replaced
about
in the
old
lineup by Gary Payton the rest of the playoffs.
He's such an idiot.
yeah, Adam, we know.
just murdered Denver somehow.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that pretty well.
There's one more though.
I think there is one more for me, and it would be Trae Young.
Oh, there's
Trae
another.
Young to me has gone from a max player that's like, okay, whatever, he's got his weaknesses, this or that, to now, if you listen to any of the NBA pods, people are like, is there a single team that would trade for Trae Young right now?
I love NBA pods.
Because they react so. But I'm
It's
saying,
like
but this has been a while coming though. Like Atlanta went to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years back and have been a laughingstock since. Like a team nobody takes seriously.
Thanks, Philly.
Yeah, Philly falsely gave hope to that organization. Trae Young to me has had his stock fall the absolute worst. Guy has no value.
That's wild. It's funny to think like the debate last year was like, oh man, the Mavericks were. I can't believe they
They took Trae Young.
Trae Young. They could have had Luka. Doesn't matter. They both neither one of them is going to the playoffs.
That's so true. It's so true.
Going anywhere.
Anyway, it's not our Nuggets, thank God, so far. Knock on wood.
I was going to say Milwaukee.
The Milwaukee Bucks definitely, but they're up
score.
20 at the moment. They did lose Giannis. Who knows how long he'll be out? Might be out for a really long time. If so, then it's definitely them. They were favorites to win it. If they go from favorites to like you lost your best player, that would be very sad. I would feel bad for them.
I'm seeing an image of John Morant on the screen right now, and I'm with Dev. He's the biggest loser.
All right, let's open up DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, and let's let Superstar Dev tell us how to spend our money.
Spend?
I mean, win money.
So Denver
But also
is again 8-point favorites in this game.
There's some bonus. There's some boosts, odds boosts.
They just saw how they got beat to sleep. They said they're going to do something like that again.
Yeah, make sure you take advantage of the no sweat same game parlays.
Love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one just to put one in, just to have fun. On the over-under of 222, this went under by a long shot.
Really?
It was not close. I'm going to go over this time. I think I do think that Minnesota's
got me
going
to bet on the wrong thing again.
Yeah, you got to be patient. Minnesota, I think they're going to score a little bit more. I don't think they're going to win the game or get close, but I think that they will score and find some success there. A player that I really like on their team to get his points.
Yeah, here it is.
Kyle Anderson.
Really?
Kyle Anderson is going to get it. Yeah, it's too low, and they like rely on him. 9.5 is his line. He's going to get it. You could just lock that in. We're going to just continue to go on the train of going the under on Anthony Edwards. That guy is a loser, too. He does good every time that, like, I hear that he does. It's like he had 40 last night. Then I watch him. He doesn't ever get 40. Just never happens.
Man, I don't know, but I can't bet on this under either. Even though it's an under, I just don't know. I think he's going to run point a lot of pick and roll tonight.
So he's going to pass the ball. He can't score.
He doesn't pass.
So yeah, that's really it on their side. I don't like many people over there.
Are you taking those bets there, D-Line? You got those
Nope.
locked in?
I'm not paying attention.
I'm glad
yet.
you were paying attention to this. For Denver, rebounds. Jokic.
Yes,
He's going to get his rebounds. It's at 12.5. It's also plus money.
I know.
He
Silly.
didn't even have to play. He didn't even have to play like a lot in the last game, and he got the over here. Also, I expect more shooting. I expect more scoring. So the opportunities are going to be there. So I'm going to get the over 12.5 there. We're going to go with the steal from KCP. He did not get it from you last time.
But let's not talk about that, man.
Yeah,
that's
old stuff. He is going to get it this game.
Okay.
So I like the KCP.
Okay.
We're going to stick to KCP.
It's 1.5 steals, though. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
All right.
We're going to get KCPs. Or we could just put it in the same game parlay.
Yeah, put it in that SGP.
Oh, man, I got to be more patient here.
He's just like betting
KCP, I'm going to go over on points for him as well.
Really?
He just knocks down the three ball.
He does
and
do that.
He has opportunities. It's only 9.5. I think he easily clears that.
All right.
Oh man, it looks like him is no longer him.
Who's
Austin
that?
Reeves
No longer him?
has vacated the position of him.
Man.
And for my lock of the game,
let's
the
get
one
it.
at 1,000% hit, I'm feeling a Jamal Murray flurry. He's going to go crazy today. I think that he has like a
I'm doubling my
30-point
bet on
game.
this one. This is
I
a
do
double
think
unit.
This is going to be a double unit type of game for him. He got his points last time. They put him in very late because he started a little bit timid. I don't think he starts off timid. I don't think he misses shots early. He's going to easily clear his. Just lock it in.
Well, the Lakers are losing. Man,
Dagger
that's
in
so
Memphis.
sad.
Dagger in Memphis.
Can you give me a same game parlay?
Same game parlay. I went on to the world-renowned DNVR Bets show today, and I gave out a very similar same game parlay to the one that I'm about to give out right now.
You're going to change it up just a little bit?
Well, if you watch early, it's like that's the fake bet. This is the real bet.
Okay.
Real bet. All right, number one, 10+ points for Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown has
Bruce
been
was
bringing
loose,
the heat,
man.
bringing the fire, bringing the passion for the last 3 weeks. He's the one guy I know is going to show up regardless. Then I've got over. I went a little bit conservative on this. I just went over 10.5 rebounds for Nikola Jokic. But then I augmented that with Nikola Jokic triple-double. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Nikola Jokic was on pace to get a triple-double in the first quarter last game.
Man, this is wild to me, but I just take advice here, so I'll do it.
Why is that wild? Let's talk about that.
He only has 4 triple-doubles in the playoffs or something in his career. It's pretty rare.
Okay, well, he's getting 5.
All right.
Then I'm going to go 3+. 3-pointers made by Michael Porter
I love this
Jr. He had so many opportunities last time. He knocked a bunch.
He knocked 4 down last game, and he was off.
He was off. Yeah, so I feel very good about that.
I love that
and then
one.
In the same
That's
line
minus 155 for 3+. How
Yeah,
crazy is that?
I know. And then in the same line of thinking, Jamal Murray 2+ 3-pointers made, and then to sweeten it, KCP.
Oh, I can't
2
do it.
3-pointers on that as well. All of those together will net you plus 700.
Wow.
It's just
You
raining
know what?
threes.
I'll do it. KCP steal. 1.
I didn't even put the steal in there.
There will be a watch along. Yes.
Oh, you
chat.
didn't put a steal?
Yes.
No,
there
just
will.
I put 2 3-pointers made by KCP.
Oh, I love the 3 bets. You know that. All
Yep.
right, I'll go back over to threes. I love the threes being made. I would love for it to be raining threes tonight. And what I love about this is they give you a free bet today. It was only
Yeah.
$3. But you know what? You use that on bets like this,
Yeah.
where you're boosting up the odds there.
Yeah, or you or you put
$3 to win
a unit or
24.
two on 'em 'cause
3
it's a-
free dollars to bid in 24. Why not? I'll
Let's
do that.
go, dude. Let's go.
All right, guys. Yes, we are doing a watch along. We're going to start that watch along in about 5-ish minutes. If you haven't watched with us, man, it's fun. You get to
Especially-
watch us cheering and,
Yeah, dude,
and
especially-
sometimes eating.
Sometimes, every time.
Pull it up,
Oh,
Kale.
some chat.
Brandon Card checking in. Now that Slow-Mo has made up with Brown, tell me he wouldn't be the perfect backup big next year to Jokic. Very similar skill set.
Do we? I don't. What? Do we really want a guy that's proven that he'll fight his own team? I don't.
He won't. He'll fight the. No,
He's not
he'll fight
fighting
the
Jokic.
Timberwolves.
Yeah.
You bring him here, he'll still fight the Timberwolves.
He would be a
fought
great
Christian
nugget.
Brown
He would
also.
be a great nugget.
You know what? He apologized to Christian Brown because you know why? Because he's
Immediately.
like, I want to be there
He
next
also
year.
apologized. You know what? Whatever.
Whatever. I still like Kyle Anderson, man. All right, everybody, hit that like button for us and then go hang out in the watch along. We'll be there in just a minute.
Later.